You like Final Fantasy, right, Dad?
Old Final Fantasy.
Which ones have you played?
The first one.
And you've played 2?
Yeah.
And you've played Mystic Quest, right?
Think so.
Alright, well,
It's been a long time.
Push play.
ノクティス様も光が見えるんですね。
俺が何を知っているのか、俺自身も知らないんだ。
私は行かなくてはなりません。
忘れることなんかできないさ。
私のことなど気にせず、自由に生きてください。
疑いなく信じていた世界が常に変化し、今終わる。こうでなければならないなどというものは本来この世にない。どうした？食べないのか？
美味しくないよ。
でもそんなことを言うな。料理人が仕事を失う。ロシスの血は根絶やしにすればいい。
なんだかめんどくさいことになってきた。
マイケル・ジャクソン。
とにかく城へ行こう。奴らの目的は何なんだ？やはりクリスタルだと思う。リフル5はこれまでにもソル5、フレムラ、アコルドのクリスタルを手に入れよう戦争を起こしてる。お前し逃げてるらしいぞ。ああ、氷を急ごう。気をつけろ。奴ら本気で殺しに来てるみたいだぞ。こうなっては戦闘は避けられんか。
もともと避ける気なんてなかったけどな。
ノクト、どこまで行き？ノクト、暴れると敵を引きつけてしまうぞ。
大丈夫だ、強いからな。
目的はクリスタルか。言わずともお分かりのはずだ。この世界に残された最後のクリスタル。奴らはクリスタルを運び出すつもりだ。その前に何としてもクリスタルを取り戻す。ルチスの制圧を完了させ、それと当時をレギスの息子を見つけたら始末しろ。知りたいな。どうぞ。これが対をなす幻想。
It's not a role-playing game no more.
It's not.
What the hell?
常に変化さ。
Wait.
15番目だ。
Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy.
It was beautiful, I'll say that. Wow, well done, but I was lost.
You're lost?
Oh, yeah.
What did you think of the graphics overall?
Oh, they're freaking awesome, man. It looks beautiful. I thought it was very well done.
What did you think of the character designs?
Very great. They look great.
They look great.
I think so.
And what did you think of?
But they have guns. What the hell?
They've had guns for a while.
Well, I haven't played none of those ones, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. You haven't, have you?
But it's beautiful, though. I mean, oh my god.
Yeah, people have been waiting for this game since 2006.
Wow.
And it was originally announced for PlayStation 3, but now they're pushing it as a PS4 game.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's beautiful. I'll say that. Very well done, and it's not a role-playing game no more.
You don't think it is?
I don't think so.
Well,
It has a great story, but I mean, I'm lost as far as the story goes.
I think it's partially intentional because
They're trying to separate it from the history.
well, they're trying to like make it so you can't guess what the story's about.
Well, that's a good thing. And I don't know. I mean, I like the character. I mean, it's very intriguing. I like the characters and want to see what's good. It's like a movie almost.
What do you think of the concept that this is, quote, a fantasy based on reality?
I didn't understand that myself, but...
Well, like a lot of like the design elements are based on real things. Like a lot of the cars are, I guess, real cars.
Well, and the guns and whatnot. But I mean, I can kind of see that. But I don't know.
What was your favorite moment in the trailer?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Really, the moment I would say would be where they were. He said his father's on the lam, so let's go get him before they do. I think that was pretty good. I mean, as far as all the action and stuff, there's a lot of action, that's for sure.
What was your least favorite thing about the trailer?
About the trailer or about what I think the game's going to be?
I guess both.
Well, that it's not quite the role-playing that, it's more of a action shooter kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really, I don't like those that much. But that would be probably the only thing.
Okay, cool.
Because, you know me, I like the old Final Fantasy where you had to think and plot and you did stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is more of a you still have go do stuff, but you don't have. It's just not the same. I don't know.
What do you think about the setting? What kind of setting would you describe?
No, that was pretty awesome. It's kind of like a what do you call that? Like steampunk, futuristic.
Well, steampunk's not really futuristic.
Well, it's like futuristic with past, like it's like kind of a modern old, like futuristic old setting to me. Has like the old revolver type and the buildings and I like.
But then cars and
it was very good. Even though they had the it was interesting to see they had the army with the knights. It looked like knights with machine guns. I was like, what the?
What do you think of the main character, Noctis?
Is that him?
Yeah, that's him.
I like the music's pretty cool. Who's she?
I don't know if she's from Final Fantasy.
Oh, I don't remember seeing her in the movie. So. But yeah, who's that?
That's what he looked like on PS3.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah, that's him.
Wow, he looks better now.
Yeah.
He looks more realistic.
What do you think of some of the party members in the game? They showed a few shots. Like this guy came up behind him and shot some people that were in front of.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
That was cool. I liked it. They were like I said, it was looking to me the whole the genre, the game type. It was a little confusing to me. Being more old school oriented, but I trying to follow along as to who's doing what where. I wasn't quite. I figured I've been trying to figure out who the good guys, who the bad guys were. So I don't know that that's really kind of determined right off the bat. So I don't know. I think he's the good guy, and I think you're going after his father. I don't know if his father's the good guy.
Well, I think they're trying to. Someone wants their crystal, and he's trying to protect it.
Yeah, and that's yeah. And then I think his father's on the side of keeping it there. The bad guy, that definitely looks like the bad guy. But that was a good moment there too. He goes, "Do you want to know the truth?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, sure." And he's like, "It's complicated," as the whole scenario was complicated.
Okay, well, I guess one last question. The producer of Final Fantasy 15, this guy named Kitase. He recently said in an interview, he asked if fans would actually be interested in an HD game that had an old school Final Fantasy battle system. Would you be interested in that kind of game?
Yeah, I would. I'd be curious to see what it would be like. Yeah, I would. I'd be curious to see how that went. Because I think that's more along the lines of what I'm used to playing. So,
what were some games you liked back in the day?
Probably one of my favorites is Ultima.
Ultima?
That was, man, I love that game. For the first Nintendo, the NES, and then Final Fantasy, obviously. Played that a few times. Earthbound. Those are probably my top three.
Top three, okay, cool.
But then, of course, the Marios. You can't, but that's different. Mario's Mario. It'll always be Mario. But yeah, there you go.